Inside lane, missing exits, glued to the pavement. Between the lines, I'll keep my gaze straight ahead as the last stop flies by. No more waiting for the gun to fire. No more walking through revolving doors. I've gone around once, I don't need to go around anymore. Break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway. And cancel the cruise control. Switch it in the manual. Don't you wanna feel right? Full steam through the setbacks. You can't win them all, but I'm proud I tried. I'm glad we had a dialogue. It's good to shake the mind. Speeding up the pace, turning up the heat. Where I need to be for the first time. I'm taking risks, I'm casting off without a lifeline. Break away, forget your sober case. Stop dwelling on empty words. Stop stalling in the doorway. And cancel the cruise control. Switch it in the manual. Don't you wanna feel right again? Don't you wanna feel whole? Don't you wanna feel? Spread your wings, don't shy away. You may be lost, but you'll find your way. This is for the ones who pulled me down. Hear me now, I'm speaking loud. Headed for the top, to beyond the clouds. No looking back until I get the crown. Save me now, my sights are clear. I've come too far to come back from here. See me now, I've been so wrong. I must decide to carry on.
Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. Okay, so, Sandbox tools got built in. Well, activation got made automatic, and I think it may have got cleaned up a little bit. I use the regular one so little I don't remember exactly how things were arranged. And there's still a minor bug here. I don't use it enough to usually bother figuring out why the first one doesn't work. So I know that there was a little bit of visual cleanup. I don't know exactly why it didn't work, or why it was marked as incompatible. Well, I know I was doing stuff to activate it in the case, which was not a default thing. It only went off the dev mode flag by default. I might also want to check improved player control too. Because that could have been somehow affected. I'm going to have to mess around with the mod manager. Now, since it got removed, no, he seems to have also added it to our ban list somewhere. So, beyond that, or beyond it being removed from the directory, we also have to, as usual, hack up our identifier and hope we don't commit it. So we know that there's going to be at least one change here. And actually, I should probably finish looking through this. So, oh, that was removed. Those appear to be all spacing changes. So this is the game managing Sandbox itself. So we need to figure out what all that stuff is and remove that. I don't think the CSS will affect us, but I may have to check that. I'm not sure what items they're affecting here. So the HTML got renamed. And that style probably moved up here. And there is now a table players heading. Well, that's table players, which is less of a concern. Oh, right, that's actually, dev mode was actually the player's control. Sandbox doc, Sandbox header. Some things may have been renamed. Sandbox doc, Sandbox doc, Sandbox button spacer. So far it doesn't affect it, so units. Sandbox expanded. Div sandbox main may have disappeared. Oh, nope, it's down here. So this thing kind of got transposed up, and some of this... Yeah, this is not just a Well, our conditional disappeared, so it's changed the way it handled it. It very well may be. It's probably getting time for a trim. Hey, that's okay. Hover. Oh, no, the hover moved down here. So I don't think that changed. Bottom spacer. Sandbox unit hover. But that's structural. Alright, so nothing immediate there. Toggle image. Keybind 4? So I don't know why. Oh, it is sorting it. Okay. So it was a KO computed. That was just unit specs. So, maybe that's what we end up replacing. Maybe it's not. Oh, and there's new properties in here apparently. Sort by sort. Engine call, request spec data, and then this should be other stuff. Okay. So do we have any live game? Yes. Set model sandbox. Screen height resized. So this should be the only part that is a direct conflict there. And then we're going to have to see exactly how badly things break and what needs to be updated. We should probably check live game. Make sure there's no actual errors happening. Okay. Wait, is that already doing Yeah, I think it's doing something, but the size is wrong now. Oh, they actually changed the name of oh, yeah, tooltip is not defined. Okay, so that was something that changed. Failed to load. Build unit sample.png. Okay, I don't think that's me. Yep. Yeah, nothing in the mod is doing that directly. It could be some kind of weird indirection thing. And then I was doing something with tooltip. Maybe that's not me. Although to be fair, active client. Sandbox unit organizer. Okay, I should probably have this one off for now as well. I might want to revisit that soon. Ooh, and Actually, bulk create units integrated with that as well. Input, bulk create units, we should revisit in a little bit. It doesn't bother me enough to get rid of one reload. And that could end up to be quite an interesting adventure. Because it's such a weird, inconsistent thing. The problem is, since it doesn't work, since it doesn't bother or happen on a reload, it's not. Well, it sounds like those sometimes bugs are really hard to track down because you can't just sit there and test it. Okay. So baseline.
Select starting location.
Okay, so yeah. Well, I don't know about improved player control. All right, so baseline is this. Oop, I didn't want to click on something there. Sandbox units. Okay, so build unit sample is a base game problem. And then all of the base unit things. And I think it was specifically a hover thing. Okay, so one of my mods was doing the tooltip. Oh. Oh, you know what? I was updating it, but the new code expects a tooltip. Okay. So we've got an alignment problem, and we've got a bunch of new fields we need to be dealing with.
Choose start point.
Okay, not there yet. Maybe, yeah, no, there it is. Alright, so that happens somewhere by default. And then it wants tooltip things in the baseline. So unit type mapping. Oh. Oh, so it's like assigning weights to all of them, so they're sort of organized. What tool? Oh, yeah, this is the GUI in the like default Windows Git package. Okay, that's net. So we need to consider, so this is by itself keybind 4? Oh, this is returning. Yeah, so if you've got Windows Git, And there's like I use getx on the Mac, which is actually a little bit nicer in some ways. You go to Get GUI, that gives you this other window that's like for committing in things I pretty much never use. And I usually do all branches so I can see where all of the pointers are. And this is just, I've just maintained my own diff with a bunch of like big binary removals and I will, well, I may have excluded the neural nets, but I should be able to, actually, let me see. But I do have a somewhat old archive of the Mac installations. Okay. Let's see. Settings. Oh. This might be a little more trouble than I want to do right now. Okay. I've got a private repo on GitHub that I share with a few well-known community members who I basically know have the game already. Long ago, we asked Uber if they wouldn't mind, since it's pretty much all UI stuff that they published a repo for anyway, but we got a no on that. So I can't share it wider. But that should give you the Git history of files for a good portion of the history. All right, so we've got our MISC units. I've got all my custom groups. We do something with Sandbox width that may have changed. Or there might be extra padding and things. So I don't remember exactly where we integrated with the base system stuff. Model.sandbox grid. Sandbox units? Sandbox units. Okay, so for tooltips, well, this is indicated as a temp. Window build. That cells, which we've already sorted essentially. Result. But this is Sandbox grid, which has a grid cells. Grid.cells concat. Make items. Yep, okay, spec icon. So name. Lock unit name. Unit.name. Tooltip is what's giving us an immediate error. Name plus lock unit.description. And sort is probably only needed by the code here. I could... No, because I have to put in dummy units, essentially. Which might mean that map specs... Well, this makes items out of them, and then I place them, perhaps? No, I need to reload this. Okay, no immediate error. No tooltip errors. Okay, so my dummy cells. Yeah. Oh, nope, there's the icon. Uh-oh. You are missing it. Because this loading method does not permit good error attribution. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, why are we off? Vehicle, vehicle, vehicle. And that's a vehicle fabricator. Hey, Shivik. So it looks like we're overextended here. So, and it's hard to get a complete picture for what changed. So this is either going to be in the structure. Flex grow, min height. Oh, that's a hover. List control button. Sandbox dock got a bunch of stuff. Dot detach. Sandbox header got some stuff. Title, sandbox controls. What am I doing for width here? Well, right, because it's KO. So to do data binding, it has to be the data bind attribute. Is this the right thing now? Where'd you put... Well... Pretty close. All right, cont div sandbox main. So that's the thing I've been adjusting. And that is now too wide. Yeah, this is some fudgery right here. So increasing for gap, adding some space. Icon size. We've got a small sandbox thing. I'm pretty sure sandbox dock is still there. Yeah. And that is checking height. Oh, and I might have had to shrink my, Oh. Do I even have enough height? Sandbox dock. Oh, right. If this thing gets too big, we shrink it. Is that an accurate icon size now? Oh, actually, there we go. Well. Oh, okay. 36 by 14. Okay, 36 by 36. Yeah, okay, so there's icon size. So that seems accurate. Starting off at that. Sandbox columns is what I define. And we've got an arbitrary fudge factor in here that may have been related to old CSS. Do we have spacing? Maybe there used to be more spacing? It's computed style. I want metrics. So there's nothing here that's doing spacing. Nothing here that's doing spacing. Nothing here that's doing spacing. You're not doing anything that's spacing. Okay, that was too much. By about 1 unit. Maybe it's this? There's no, like, border anymore? Well, I've used this specific debugger a bit, but it is a version of the Chrome debugger, which has changed a lot over time. But I mean, they essentially just packaged up the Chrome Dev Tools and made it. Well, I mean, actually, Chrome has. I think the regular Chrome, it's not on by default, but you can do remote debugging. So I don't know what that fudge factor was for, but it may not be needed anymore. Maybe they removed some padding somewhere? Nope, and we left ourselves. Okay, just on there. All right, so vehicles, other stuff. I think that's that. uh, 113044. We have to remember to change this back. Yeah, so the versioning scheme I know is mainly focused at libraries. So these things are always awkward because it's like a breaking change compatibility-wise if you're thinking about versions of PA, but it's really a bug fix. There's no new features. uh, Compatibility circa, it was like a 34, I think. Actually, my looks like I think the update was just removing a library for Linux. So yeah, 3034 was the issue. That's the current build, but the breaking changes happened in 3034. Remove Sandbox visibility code included in base game. I mean, or it could just be stream lag relative to when I was looking for the version number to update to. Update fudged with metrics for grid wrapping. Yeah, I was trying to keep the mod small-ish, so it would work with other mods, among other things. Alright, so this one cannot be tested because it's now a banned ID. But we think everything's good. Update to changelog. Well, yeah, I still have that as well. Each update to changelog with my changes. Well, the changelog is pretty much the place you go to see what changed in a version. Now, at this point, I'm mainly doing maintenance, so there's not detailed changes. Oh, actually... Well, okay, that's compatibility. That's removed. The rest of this is just compatibility. Oh, okay. Yeah, I had not actually made anything yet. So actually, yeah, so then there's just, this is all compatibility stuff. As far as formatting. Ability. Let's see, removed, I don't know. That's pretty much just compatibility. If you're going for the small version. Alright, and this ends up having to be I've got all my publishing stuff set up on the other computer. I might be able to update that to work on here, but I think I might be. I mean, this will run Unixy scripts, but might have to update some programs and paths. So quick check of other mods. Actually, I should check if... So I'm done with you. I didn't have anything else up on this. Oh no, I had the console up on it. PA is not going to enable it anyway because it's now a band ID. Although it might kind of still have it up. Yeah. All right, do I have... I don't have bulk paste here currently. Improved... I don't have improved player either. I might have a downloaded copy of it. I need to actually check the code on those to see if any of them are doing the make sandbox visible thing.
Choose landing site.
Okay, so that broke bulk paste. Is this an error? Sandbox units. It's all the 404s, so it's not an outright error. It's just like the structure changed. I'm gonna do a quick check on the other one. Now I did actually, oops, enable that, right? Yeah.
Select starting location.
Okay, and I don't think... So that pretty much does that. Okay, and I've still got this set up from... Okay, these are not terribly contrasting colors, but I've still got this set up from Able Gamers. So that's pretty much good to go. I just want to do a check. There is a live game update. Panels sandbox. Okay, so I don't think I'm doing anything to auto open that in this one. So that's pretty much good. But bulk create units. Yeah, there's no git repo here. Do I still have... Sort of. Git clone. Is there... okay, so that opened a web page. Is it perchance... minus origin. Hey, Philosopotamus, something like that. How's it going? So actually, I'm going to have to get out of here to edit this, and then I'm going to have to go to you. I need to get into... Oh, no. Well, at least you're relaxed. Yep. I am updating mods for the Lou build, which rearranged Sandbox a little bit, and I did a bunch of Sandbox tools. So that's that one. That is local file system. So what do you do? Preview units. Oh yeah, this had a lot of stuff in it. We didn't... var sandbox expanded. Just let the unit subscribe. Yep. I have been doing a lot of PA stuff lately. And more hard to see colors. I'm just curious. The contrast helps a little bit. Alright, so what are we... Live Game Sandbox. What are we not updating here? Oh, we've got our own HTML. So we are trying to append to SimControls.const. And not able to find that. SimControl button. Sandbox headers, sandbox controls. Sometimes these things moved around. But it looks like this may have become sandbox controls. Okay, cool. Okay, so that was the only reference to it. Right, because the original thing did have some, like, play pause, which I don't even know if that works anymore. Now, well, there's still a ChronoCam pause in here, so maybe in dev mode it turns that on. Oh, no, it's still here. I don't... Maybe in a dev server it does something. And then we should be able to... no, I want to get into this panel. Okay, that worked. And I wonder if this changed the size of it. So now I have to go back and test my other mod again. Because I may have been programming against this, or this is... Well, this could change the size of the header. Since I don't have that, I don't know where anything is. Yeah, I guess it's somewhat sorted. Okay, so that's still fine. But I have to go back and double check my other mod and see if I need to adjust the width of this or something. Which is ugly because it got removed. That was Sandbox Unit Organizer. Which we then have to go in and hack because it got removed. I wonder if bulk was actually where that 22 is coming from. No, not you. So I might have to adjust the size of my slider to account for that keybind text.
Select starting location.
Nope, it's fine. We seem to have taken up a little bit more of the space, but it seems to be fine. Alright, so this was actually another pretty... This was an easier fix. Mod info... 3044 is current. 11, this is just a little fix. It's gonna get me one of these days. And ability with Sandbox changes circa okay, Sandbox, build number, date, version. It was really just that thing that changed. I don't think I really did anything else with it. Or that it did anything that would really... Yeah, it doesn't do anything. I might have to end up doing some stuff with Puppet Master or Able Gamers support mods, but we can deal with that if and when it comes up again. And then I'll publish this sometime later today, I guess. But I still have to do lunch, and usually on Mondays I also do some Step Mania. So I think That was the main patch I wanted. Checked on one other thing that was related. I still have to poke at some of the icons. Okay, so we got all those updates. Another thing I probably don't need. That is it for PA and for coding. I will be, if you're here for that, thanks for hanging out. If you want to hang out with me for any reason whatsoever, I am going to be coming back to do some Stepmania, which is like open source DDR. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hosting. Oops. Missed that. Then I'm normally doing some coding in the mornings. Ooh. Oh yeah, the clock change. So yeah, I guess I've been watching the clock, but that's still pretty decent. But I still accomplished what I wanted here. So I'll be sort of early on my eternal clock, I guess. But yeah, like I said, I'll be here if you want to hang out. And if not, have a good day. Bye for now. I'll be back in a minute after I change some settings.